Hello. I would like to talk about these two UCO mess kits. Now, first of all, I'm saying UCO. If I'm saying it wrong, my apologies. UCO, 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 whatever. Doesn't matter how you pronounce it. What matters is these are both pretty good quality products. This is the 4-piece mess kit, and this is the 5-piece mess kit right here. Now, a lot of people think that the biggest difference between these is just that this has a little cutting board on it right here. They call this the 5-piece bamboo. It also has a different spork fork kind of plasticware setup here going on. But that's not the only difference. The plastic itself is what I want to focus on first because they are significantly different. All right. So this is a harder plastic. I don't know if you hear it when I'm moving it around. In comparison to this, I mean, this is not bad plastic. Don't get me wrong, okay? But this is just not the same plastic as this. This is more like a Corningware, or back in the day how they used to sell a lot of the microwavable dish kits. That's what this is. This is just plastic. And like I said, nothing wrong with that. It's just a different material. Now, one of the reasons why I want to mention this is because I've had some friends who have microwaved some items in these and didn't feel like the bowls fit together very well after that. Now, I have some theories on that. First theory is that different plastic may have warped. Another theory is that, well, they just never went together that well in the first place. I'll get to that here in a little bit. But right now, again, with the different type of plastic, this is very, very lightweight, okay? You got a rubberized bottom on here so it doesn't skid. You got a rubberized bottom on this too, so when you separate it and you use them both separately, neither one of them will skid. Now this one, that's not anti-skid right there. That's not anti-skid right there. But it doesn't matter. You don't really need anti-skid on that. It's just a nice feature to have. Let's get into some other features. First, the spork. As you see on this version, it's just your basic camping spork, right? This is what UCO is calling the switch spork. And that's because not only does it come apart and give you a fork, spoon, and knife. Wow, that shot out of there like crazy. Which, by the way, this knife is pretty adequate. I wouldn't want to cut steaks all day long with this, but if you're eating a meal and that's what you had, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's pretty sharp for plastic anyway. But this also fits together. Let's see if I can do this right. You slide it in like this, and you push it until this little lip right there lines up with that. Boom. And now you have an extra long spoon or fork, whatever you may need that for. If you're out camping and maybe you got a bag of mashed potatoes or whatever you've added your water to, and you want to stir it up, you don't have to reach down in there. This will do a good job of that, right? So that's a nice feature. I think this is much nicer than this, but this isn't bad. I mean, this is small, it's lightweight. This has a little serrated spot here. I haven't used this at all. I haven't tried to cut anything with it. This is not particularly sharp. It would probably get the job done if you wanted it to. I'm not sure if there's anything that I'd want to do to try to sharpen that up. I just leave it the way it is. I'm not personally fond of the little serrations on the side of the fork. I'd rather use a separate knife with that and not risk slicing your mouth open and looking like the Joker. But anyway, this is still a good spork. I'm glad this isn't sharp. I'm glad this is. I mean, I'm right-handed, so I'm not putting that in toward my palm or anything there. You like this, you like that. Nice and sharp. We already went over all this. Anyway, let's get into the guts a little bit more here. So, as mentioned before about the different type of plastics here, This is significantly lighter than this. I mean, I would say, I don't know, not quite twice the weight, but significant enough that it's noticeable. So this is going to be good for, if you're not trying to go ultralight, if you're not a weight weenie, then by all means, grab one of these. If you're trying to cut down on weight and you're going with one of these types of setups, this is going to save you some weight there. Let's open these guys up real quick. Oh, by the way, these leashes here that keep the sporks on top, I like them a lot. I think I really like to keep things in kind of a package deal. And even though these are exposed when they're on the outside of it, I'd just rather keep it together and not have to throw it on the inside or end up losing it somewhere else. But anyway, these come in handy. So both of these containers have a silicone seal right around the edge here. Bowl, plate kind of setup going on there. This is the same. And some people are calling this a cutting board. Some people are saying not to use it as a cutting board. You be the judge on that. I'd say if you need a cutting board, use it. I'm not quite sure if that's real bamboo or not. I should have looked that up before I made this video. So my apologies for not having complete information for you. But if anybody knows if that's real wood, feels like it could be. It's got grain to it. If anybody can say it's not, let us know in the comments. But anyway, back to the review. Bust this guy open again. Also has a nice little silicone ring on there. Now, one thing I'll mention to you is that the last time I used these, my partner and I went out. Oh man, look at this. We got a little chip in it somehow. Anyway, we were doing a little low budget vacation, stayed at a cheap motel, and spent a week up in northern Arizona. Had a good time, saved a lot of money because we took things like this, and since we were staying in a hotel, we just were microwave gourmets, we'll say that. And using this in the microwave was never a problem. I thought maybe the silicone seal might have been one of the issues that led to people saying that they didn't fit together very well. So you just take these off. It's not a big deal. They go back on easily. They seem to be symmetrical, so putting them back on, you don't have to worry about it being the right way or wrong way. But my second theory, which is not microwave related in terms of how well these fit together, is that it's just a design flaw. I mean, anytime you have something like this, you put it together and you squish it. Okay, this is the problem people say they have. Goes together but doesn't stay once it's squished apart, right? Okay, there's no ventilation here. There's no port here that you can unplug, squish together, plug it back, seal it up. Nothing like that. It's just going straight forward, trapping that air in there, preventing it from going down there. If I sit there and squeeze it back and forth like this a bunch, sometimes it ends up fitting together pretty well. Once you put that tether on here, it's not gonna come apart though. I wouldn't necessarily use it just as is with wet foods in there and then stick it in my backpack. You know what I mean? Because then that's gonna give you a high likelihood of that just leaking out onto your stuff. But if I had some other device, I don't know, like one of those Velcro stretch kind of tethers to put around that, to put a little bit of pressure on there. All it would take is a little bit of pressure for me to feel pretty safe about this not leaking, just because it's got that seal on there. It's pretty nice. And again, they're both the same. Same little seal on there. This guy's removable too. Put it down, give it a little press. Same gapping. Squeeze a little bit. This I find if you work a little bit, it does close. But yeah, so those are the major differences. Sorry, I keep bumping this camera. Major differences that I've noted. I've talked to a lot of people who thought that this was just a smaller kit with a different spork and didn't have this little feature on there. So you can save $5. get this guy. But again, this is a whole different material. This isn't even, it's not the same plastic as this. I personally like this better. I feel like this is safer for use with a microwave. Neither one of these you're going to be able to put directly onto the heat. So if you're the type of, backpacker, camper, or whatever that's trying to cook over an open flame, and you want a mess kit that does all the above, this is not what you want. However, I use it anyway. I mean, I take my titanium cook set out and use this for my food. So if I'm leaving the house and I'm going to do, a nice meal, first night at camp, I'm putting all my pre-prepped ingredients inside of this. I'm getting to camp and I'm busting that open, throwing it on the cook set or on the fire or the skillet or whatever I'm cooking on, and everything was ready to go. The seal on here is nice enough. Like I mentioned before, I wouldn't put it in your backpack with a bunch of wet ingredients unless you had some kind of backup to try to keep this sealed tight, or maybe you're putting it inside another plastic bag or whatever. But I like them. I like them a lot. I think they're versatile. My partner, she likes to take hers to work. That's like just a lunchbox for her. And they look good. They, it's all in one. You got a bowl, you got a plate, you got your spork, fork, spoon, knife, switch spork, whatever you're going to call that thing. And you're ready to go. And one thing I'll mention is my partner, when we first got this, she was having some trouble putting them back together. But this is how this works out. So you got your spoon, fork, okay. Look at the angle of the knife. Should match that. Boom, put that together. Nests right inside that. We're going to take the little tether, whatever. Guess it doesn't matter which color it is. We're going to thread this through that little eyelet. Going to pull this, boom, boom, pull those little, whatever these are, these barbs through there. And you're going to take and thread it again right through here. Alright. Alright, spread that open. Put it over that. So right now what's happening, and I like to put it so this is right on the edge, because that spoon fits right on that curvature there. Right? So nice and snug. Very cool. Same with this one. But one other thing I want to show you, the spoon shape is pretty much the same on both of these. And they made this so that, you're pretty much right at the same curvature on the side here. So if you're trying to clean this up, or you're trying to get every last little drop in there, this is gonna get you everything. Nice contact there. And then again, close it down. Make sure it's tight. So what's going on here? Why isn't this lined up? Alright, looks like mine lines up a little differently depending on how you put the lid on there. So this, well, that was weird. I guess it lines up fine both ways. Okay, I think what happened here, I'm glad this happened on this video. I know this is kind of a blooper or whatever, but I think what happened when I was trying to put that on there, I had flipped that seal. I don't think it was seated right. So when I put it on one way, these eyelets didn't want to line up very well. Let's make sure it'll do it again here and see if my theory is correct. Alright. Alright, cool. Now they're lining up. Okay, so again, threading this through that little eyelet. And this goes through both of these holes. If I can grab this right. Oh, come on. Loop it around. You're good to go. So, if you guys have any mess kits that you like, you think are particularly nice, mention them in the comments. I'm going to put some affiliate links into the description for these guys. So if you want either one of those and you don't mind using those affiliate links, it's not going to cost you anything extra, but it's going to help out the channel a little bit. Both of these come in different colors, and You know, they even make a titanium spork just like that one. I don't think they make a titanium version of this, but that would be nice. Anyway, give a shout out in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Have fun, guys.